Let's check how well you have prepared for your JEE Advanced 2025 examination. This checklist will give you the motivation or lead to revise the concept one more time. Okay, so let's get started with this checklist of organic named reactions. Here we are focusing on JEE Advanced only. Okay, so let's start with the substitution reactions. Substitution reaction, Sand-Meyer reaction, where the mechanism is not included, although you have to know about how the nucleophilic aromatic substitution happens and what is the reagent that is more important. And JEE Advanced focus point here is that comparison with Gattermann reactions, which uses the copper powder instead of copper salt. Okay, and the role of CuX as a catalyst, that can be asked as a question, and the variations with different nucleophile, which can also be asked. In JEE Advanced 2018, the identification of product in a multi-step synthesis was asked, and also 2021, the mechanism-based question was asked from Sand-Meyer reaction alone. Then comes Filkinstein reaction. Here you need to concentrate on the mechanism, which involves SN2 displacement and the role of acetone in the shifting equilibrium, relationship with SN2 reaction rates, application in synthetic pathways, which are all important. Then Schwarz reaction, it is super important from Halo chapter, isn't it? So the mechanism type, which is the nucleophilic substitution, and alkyl halide treated with metal fluoride. Fluorides, Schwarz reaction is only for fluorides, and the question can be asked from the synthetic routes and the comparison of other halogen methods. As simple as that. Then comes Williamson ether synthesis. SN2 substitution happens over here, and the limitations with tertiary halides can be asked. Role in synthesis of asymmetric ethers can be asked. Okay, it was asked in JEE 2017 in MCQ, and if I'm right, JEE Advanced 2022 also. For selecting the appropriate starting material, question was asked from Williamson ether synthesis. Okay, then comes addition reaction. Markovnikov addition, anti-Markovnikov addition. Anti-Markovnikov addition, where comes the compo you have to remember, peroxide effect, which is also called as Karash effect. Okay, and the stereochemistry of addition, carbocation stability is also super important, which was asked about the analysis of regiochemistry in addition reactions was asked in 2022. So which is super important. Then the question can be asked by the comparison of Markovnikov and anti-Markovnikov, which is also expected. Then oxymercuration, demercuration. This is for the alcohol preparation, Markovnikov orientation, and this avoids the carbocation rearrangements. That is important. Stereospecific anti-addition happens. The regioselectivity is Markovnikov, as I said. It is asked for the alcohol synthesis. Okay, then hydroboration followed by oxidation. This is a two-step mechanism where the reagent involved BF3, which has THF, followed by H2O2 and N with the base. Okay, this follows anti-Markovnikov, and syn addition happens over here. Okay, then what else can be asked? The stereochemistry of hydroboration oxidation, how it happens, and then what would be the product if I'm changing that can also be asked. Then along with that, the other important reactions in case of addition reaction is Simon-Smith reaction. Okay, so Simon-Smith reaction comes under the cyclopropionation reagents. CHI2 zinc copper coupled products that is formed. And stereochemistry part can also be asked. Syn addition happens, and the comparison with the carbon additions, the synthetic applications can also be expected. Then most importantly, Diels-Alder reaction in case of addition, 4 plus 2 cycloaddition, this is correct, and this is following a concerted pericyclic reaction. Formation of 2 new sigma bonds is happening over there, and the stereochemistry is endo-role, correct. So the effect of substituent can also be asked. Predict the product, that type of question can also be asked from this part. Okay, then elimination reaction, Hoffman elimination, beta elimination reaction yielding a less substituted alkenes from quaternary ammonium hydroxides. This is a contrast of Zaitsev rule, and stereo factors are determining the regioselectivity. Okay, the comparison of elimination product under the different conditions which was asked in 2019. So we can expect this type of questions. Then comes scope elimination. This is a syn elimination. Okay, where I am using the mechanism of cyclic transition state. Syn elimination happens via 5-membered ring. The stereochemical requirements is also important. Predict the product type of questions also you can expect from this part. Then you have reaction. This is also a syn elimination. The thermal decomposition via cyclic transition state, this happens. This can be asked with a comparison of another elimination reagents or reactions. Okay, the stereochemical outcome is also important in this case. Then rearrangement reactions, pinacol-pinacolone rearrangement. From alcohol to how ethers are formed, the shift kind of question can also you can expect. The reagent here is the acid catalyst is used. The migratory aptitude can be asked as a question, as I told, which will get shifted. Stereochemical aspects, and it was asked in 2026, 2020, 2022 as well. Okay, then Beckmann rearrangement, it converts oxime to amides or lactams under the strong conditions. The reagent used are H2SO4, SOCl2 and PCl5, right? The stereochemistry of oxime and its effect on the products, which is important, and caprolactam synthesis, which is super important in case of Beckmann rearrangement. It was asked in 2018 also. Then Hoffman rearrangement. This is a 1,2 rearrangement reaction which converts primary amides to primary amines with reducing the carbon count. The CO, that part will get detected. Mechanism for Hoffman is super important. Okay, the question can be asked from them how we, rather than from the product formation is easy, but the question can be asked more from the mechanism part. How the formation of N-bromamide is happening, and deprotonation to form anion, rearrangement with the alkyl migration, hydrolysis to form a product, primary amine product, which can also be asked, which can be compared with the Curtis rearrangement. Okay, and also Schmidt rearrangements. Okay, that is sorted. Then Curtis rearrangement, where 1,2 rearrangement again happens. The thermal decomposition of acyl azide, the loss of N2 happens over here. Okay, then Wolff rearrangement is also important, where the loss of nitrogen happens. Okay, then the rearrangement of ketene, reaction with nucleophile, those parts, and you can also consider this ARNT acid synthesis in case of rearrangement processes. Other than that, the thermal condition, what happens versus the photochemical conditions, what happens, that can also be asked. Then Claisen rearrangement. Claisen rearrangement, which is a 3,3 sigma-tropic rearrangement synthesis, and the stereochemistry of product is also important. Aromatic Claisen rearrangement you have to look into. Then the product formation, mostly the product formation part will be asked from Claisen rearrangement. Then you have to consider the Fries rearrangement as well. Okay, it is an electrophilic aromatic rearrangement happens with the phenyl ester and AlCl3, isn't it? So what are the question can be asked? Orthopara directing effects or the temperature depending for the regioselectivity. It can be combined comparing with the Friedel-Crafts acylation. That part is also you have to look into. Then another rearrangement is there. This is not so important, but you have to look into, that is Magner-Mervin rearrangement. If you studied this good enough, I'm telling you 1,2 shift happens over here. The products are rearranged carbocations. Okay, this is used in the terpene chemistry. Okay, moving on to oxidation reactions. Baeyer-Villiger oxidation. The migratory aptitude can be asked as a question. Regiochemistry with the unsymmetrical ketones. Stereochemistry, where the retention during the migration happens, that part. And this is also asked in 2018 and 2021 as well. Then opener oxidation, where the hydrogen transfer oxidation happens, where the secondary alcohol and aluminum isopropoxide is used as a reagent, right? And then comes Jonas oxidation. Before that, this part can be asked with the comparison of Mervin-Pontroff-Verley reaction, MPV reduction. Okay, and Jonas reagent. This is a strong oxidation method for converting primary alcohol to. This converts primary alcohol to COOH group, but secondary alcohol to ketone. Okay, that much, only that much strong enough in case of Jonas oxidation. Then Clemmensen reduction in case of reduction, Wolff-Kishner reduction, where that is used, effect of acid sensitive groups, that can be asked. As I told, MPV reduction comparison with the opener reaction can also be asked in this case. The reagents are important in case of Clemmensen and Wolff-Kishner reduction. And stereoselectivity, chemoselectivity, those are also important. Then if I'm talking about another reduction is the comparison between Lindlar catalyst and bridge reduction, which is giving the syn product, which is giving the anti products, that can also be asked as a question. Then we are moving on to reactions in aromatic chemistry, where Friedel-Crafts acylation, alkylation, effect of the presence of another substituent in the benzene ring can also be asked. Then Gattermann-Gauss reaction, where the formulation reaction leading to the benzaldehyde activation, that is also important. Other than that, I would like to mention most important reaction, Reimer-Tiemann reaction. Don't forget this, please. Then Gold's chemistry. These are the checklist. Okay. So then Wills-Meyer-Hack reaction is just a POCl3 in the presence of DMF. The aryl aldehyde which will be formed, that is Wills-Meyer-Hack reaction. Okay. Then moving on to the coupling reaction, Sandmeyer and Gattermann. As I told, that part is important. Then Ullmann reaction involves the coupling aryl halides using a copper powder. The limitations can also be asked, which is a Haas conditions. And the formation of organocopper, that mechanism part. Organocopper is a intermediate over here. Okay, then Woods reaction, a coupling reaction between alkyl halides and sodium metal products. While talking about Woods reaction, you have to look into that different azode formation also. Okay, orange red dye, bright red dye, that how the reaction happens. Once you have a grip about how the reaction happens, you can do it with a different beta naphthol, phenol, the different category can also be answered. Then Woods reaction and Woods fitting reaction, all are important. Then moving on to carbonyl chemistry, all named reactions, aldol condensation, Cannizzaro reaction, Claisen condensation, Claisen-Skimet reaction, cross-aldol condensation. Okay, Perkin reaction, where it can be asked for the enolite formation. Okay, whenever the enolite is forming, that intermediate can also be asked as a question. Then what is the role of the base? And the simple question can be asked for how the products are formed, or aldol condensation, which is so important, which all the following can undergo aldol condensation, or Cannizzaro condensation, which can also be asked. And you should focus on reformed key synthesis, reformed key reaction, where the formation of organozinc reaction happens, and then addition of carbonyl followed by the hydrolysis. That is what the reaction is. This can be asked with the comparison of aldol reaction, and the stereochemistry part can also be asked. Other than this, what I have to study, once you have done all those, you can go with this Hoffman bromamide, as I told, that is important. Then HVZ reaction, Gabriel thalamide reaction, that is also super important. Fischer esterification, and Bowles process. This is some extra, so which you know already from the JEE main part. Just revise it. Bowles electrolysis, and another important reaction is managed reaction, where the condensation happens. Other than this, what you need to focus is polymer chapter. The basic reactions present in the polymer chapter. Okay, they won't ask you to draw the structures and all, but you have to know what reagent is used over there. In the revision mock test papers, or these sample papers also, we have seen many questions related to polymer. So please revise those things as well. Mechanism part, intermediate part, which is super important. So almost I think I have covered everything. If you have any doubts, please let me know. We'll do those. We'll clear that doubt. Okay. You can ask me any doubt and ask your doubt portal also. I'll keep you posted. Thank you. All the best.